How's it hanging, YouTube? Peter here again, your Ginger Geordie Geek. Welcome back to another video. So before we get started, please check out the link for our monthly comic book giveaway. You need to like and subscribe and comment on all of the month's videos, and at the end of each month I'll give away 20 free comic books to whoever is randomly selected. So today I'm just going to talk a little bit about a comic shop I visited recently down in Stockton called Something for the Geekend. Lovely little shop. Again, I'll put the links up on here for you to have a look at, some photos of the various bits and bobs that I had on display down there. Massive t-shirt collection if you're into that kind of thing. They had a really good mix of new books out, of graphic novels, and a load of long boxes of older comic books. I was a bit pushed for time, so I didn't get a chance to have a real good rummage through their £1 books, and I had loads of boxes of those, so I will go back and have a look at that at some point. But they did have an awful lot of long boxes of normal comics, which I went through, and some nice little picks as well. It's not a huge comic shop, but I did still manage to spend a good hour or so having a bit rummage through and having a bit look at all the different bits and bobs they had. Really would recommend it. That's Something for the Geekend in Stockton. So, what did I pick up when I was there? So I picked up a few comic books. Like I say, they had a mix of newer stuff and a mix of older stuff. I've read most of them, and I'll tell you a little bit about them as we'll go through, because I'm going to try and chuck in a few reviews when I'm going through these videos now if I've got time. First one is Web of Spider-Man #1. I'll take some photos and show you these. This is in great condition. All the new books were in great condition. So Web of Spider-Man #1. This has become a ridiculously hot book at the moment. I think it's selling for 3-4 times cover price. I paid cover price for it. I picked it up because, as you all know, the young lad from Iron Man 3. It's his first comic book appearance, I believe. I started reading it. Horrific. Not my cup of tea at all, I have to say. Just didn't gel for us at all. I'm very pleased I did pick it up before the prices went silly. Will this be worth something in the future? I haven't got a clue. I didn't really pick it up for that reason. I picked it up because I liked the character in Iron Man 3. Desperately trying to remember what he's called. But again, my old brain. Is it Hartley? Hartley or something? Anyway, picked it up for that. Not a good read, but it's a minor key, I guess, if you like that kind of stuff. Picked up Lock and Key. Haven't read this one yet. I do like my Lock and Key. Picked up the first issue of the Sandman universe Lock and Key series from Mega City 5 a couple of weeks back. Haven't read this one yet, but I will read this one. This is a reader. Found this in one of the long boxes, and I just love it. So I've already got this one. I think I've got a CGC copy of it. This is Thor 459, and this is technically the first appearance of Thunderstrike, even though he's not in the traditional Thunderstrike comic. Can't speak. Thunderstrike costume. It's a cracking book from back when I used to really collect and read Thor on a regular basis. Got very fond memories of it, and it was just, like I say, I've got a copy already, but it's in really good nick, really good condition. And it was £3, and I thought I can't turn that one down. I love the cover, so I went for that one. Next to it was a bit of shiny goodness, and I do like my shiny covers. Thunderstrike #1. I loved this series when I was collecting. I know he gets a lot of stick, and I know some of the issues are a bit cack. But I love this. This was kind of almost my Thor for a while. A bit like Wally West was my Flash. I just really enjoyed the series. I really enjoyed the characters. There were some pretty good storylines in this as well. And at the end, spoilers, it's a pretty tragic end to Eric's tale. So yeah, really liked it. Again, I've got a graded copy. I picked it up not because I think this book's going to go through the roof with all of the ridiculous rumours about the leather jacket that they've seen, the bloke who plays Thor wearing. I've not picked it up for that reason. I've just picked it up because it's a shiny, and it was £4, and I can't argue with £4. Picked up two copies of this, The Nice House on the Lake. This is a book that was recommended on the Killer Comic Show with Geeky Guy Comics and the full gang that support that channel. They recommended it as a good read, so I picked it up to have a bit of a read of it, and I loved it. I know some of the guys on that channel weren't as taken by this, but I thought it was a really good read. I liked the setup. I liked the, would you call it a twist? You kind of knew something was going to happen, but I liked the end to it. I would recommend picking that one up. I think it's a good storyline. Again, if you're looking for value comics for the future, for, you know, stuff that might blow up or whatever, this has got opportunity, I suppose. It would make a nice little Netflix series or something like that. That's not why I picked it up. What is it? I'm talking rubbish. I picked up 2 copies. I picked up 2 copies because I want to read one, and I wanted one to be kept nice, I suppose. Yeah, lovely story, well worth a read. Now, the guys on that same show, the Killer Comics show, reviewed this as well. Basilisk. Is that how you say it? Basilisk? And again, gave it very good feedback. They, I think, felt that this was better than the house story. I'm not sure. I liked this, don't get us wrong. Interesting story. I felt like I was picking up the comic halfway through a series. It was a little bit... And interestingly, on the show they were talking about a lot of the back history, about Chimera, about all kinds of stuff. I don't know where the hell they got that from, because there's none of that in this comic that I could read. I think maybe they'd done a bit of back reading or something beforehand, because maybe I just didn't get it. I don't know. Still an interesting story, still a decent story, but I preferred the House on the Lake. I will still get issue 2 of this book because it did intrigue us. I liked it. So I also picked up some graphic novels. You'll have seen a couple of weeks ago, I picked up this just because I liked the cover and I like my monster books. Werewolf by Night #1. Got it for a very, very reasonable price. This is a remake of the Werewolf by Night. I loved the cover and it intrigued us. So I think I said in the video, you know, I think I might try and get the graphic novel for that and see if it's any good. So when I was down at the comic shop, they had it, picked it up. First thing I thought about this graphic novel, in terms of value for money, it's a bit thin and flimsy, but never mind. It's written by Taboo of the Black Eyed Peas. Did I enjoy the story? Did I shite? Utter rubbish. I thought it was absolutely atrocious. And I'm getting quite animated because I'm annoyed that I spent an hour or so of my life reading this tripe. It just didn't land with me at all. I didn't like the writing style. I thought it was forced. The art was okay. It's just not a good story. It's very late 80s kind of storytelling. They've got Red Wolf in there from, I think he used to be in Fantastic Four or something, an Apache character. And honestly, every time he spoke, I cringed because it was so contrite. So every time anybody mentioned anything to him, he came up with some kind of word of wisdom. It's just awful. Am I making this clear? It's shite. Awful, awful book. So I don't recommend that one. What I do recommend, I've got the first 2 volumes of this and a lot of copies of the first issue that I haven't read because I haven't sent them to CGC, but I've read the first 2 volumes of the collected edition. But that's Ice Cream Man. They've got volumes 3, 4, is it 3, 4 and 5? Yeah, 3, 4 and 5. So I picked them up, couldn't put them down. I've read them all back to back straight away. I just love the series. It's off the wall. It's a bit bonkers. Sometimes I have to say I'm reading it and I'm thinking I haven't got a foggy what's going on here. And then something happens and it kind of all becomes clear. It stretches from proper horror to very touch and sentimental kind of stuff. I mean, there's one story about a guy, I won't want to spoil it for you if you haven't read it. But there's one story about a guy who I think is basically dying and there's a creature taking away all of his memories. It's just phenomenal. And then the last story, which I really enjoyed, I would say for me, I'm rambling again a bit, I would say for me, Ice Cream Man is a bit like Inside Number 9, which is a TV series here in the UK, which I love. You get variation. So one episode is absolutely tremendous and superb, and then the next episode you think, oh, this is a little bit ropey, I'm not really sure what's going on here. Ice Cream Man can be a bit like that. Some stories are a bit off the planet. But then others are superb. This last story, where basically Ice Cream Man, I'll put some pictures up, is in some kids' bedrooms reading them bedtime stories, is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's just tremendous. And then when he starts reading the Dr. Seuss stories, so I'm trying to find the page so I can read the title. Weed Laced with Coke. I mean, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Can't recommend Ice Cream Man enough. I personally think it's a really entertaining series. And again, if you're looking for a book that potentially could spike in value because of a Netflix series or something like that, Ice Cream Man's got all that ticked, because it's standalone, one-off stories each episode, and it's brilliant. I love it. Love it. So, all in all, not a bad haul. Bit of a drive for me. I'm saying a bit of a drive. It's about an hour or something drive for us. Good shop. I would recommend going to it. I picked up some nice bits and bobs. So yeah, thumbs up from me. And that's it. Thanks very much for watching. Catch you next time. Take care now.